Hey, what's going on, guys? Very rare I'm going to have a chance of having these two side by side again since I've already done the comparison, but I've got my new Basher skin that I'm going to put on the Punisher. And so I had this off, and I've already known this, but like I said, it's one of the things I didn't really get a chance to cover and really didn't actually know at the time. But the differences between these two trucks, the Kagama and what an XRT or a Kronos in them are. So, and I actually, what it is, I actually like it better on this. It's a much better design, even though it sucks because, I would lose my chassis and stuff, but I do think they make a 775 version of this chassis as well. I'd have to double check that. But what we're talking about here is, obviously we know about these beefed up hinge pin blocks. So these are available as well with the 775 material for anybody that has this truck. But when you're putting these on this truck as an upgrade, which I haven't had to do yet, these are still the 775 plates with the plastic around them. But there's holes in the bottom of those things, basically, that allow you to, would allow you to bolt this directly to it, like this does. Now, it's on the Kagama. Brown, on my face. It's on the Kagama. So you could do that there. So what this does, obviously, like I told my customer, I was like, if this was a Kraton, not an EXB, if this was a regular Kraton, you would have just twisted your whole bulkhead. Because he clipped this arm. I mean, this arm literally, like I would have to take all this off just to get this back in. The hinge pin didn't break. We don't even know how this came out. So it came out. These blocks are still intact. They're bolted to the chassis. The Arma ones, which I've known, and the Kagama ones, even though I haven't had problems with my diffs on the Kronos, bulkheads, I should say, on the Kronos, but I still would love to have these bolted at the hinge pin blocks, because that just eliminates the need of one of the things I was saying about the $90 difference or whatever it is between the EXB and this particular vehicle, is this right here. I mean, these are so much stronger. It's going to hold this plastic bulkhead in place like it just did for this guy. Whereas if I would have done the same accident on my Kraton, I would be on my third bulkhead, because I already broke two of those. So actually fourth if you count the fact that I'd be on it. But this customer, I'm blown away that this even came out of here. I don't even know how it came out, but I've got to take all of this apart just to even put it back in. The arm stayed intact, nothing broke. He did break his shock cap top, but that's not on the arm where it took the impact at. So again, I'm just totally impressed by that. The way that these held is awesome. They didn't bend. And looking at this, it's not even an option here. You would have to have the two screws right here at the end and up here. And of course, you wouldn't normally screw these ones in, but they do make the XTR upgrades for this that do have the holes in the bottom of them. And I'm a little disappointed that they didn't preemptively put these holes here, knowing that they were going to do the same thing with this, and they had the upgrades available before this truck was even out. So, but that's all I wanted to show you guys. I just want to, get a couple things when you're talking about value comparisons and things that I wasn't looking at with the EXB comparison, or even these, because that's a huge benefit, and this is an example of what you get with that extra durability. That right there would have definitely broken some bulkheads, or other things, if it would have been a Kraton or even the Kronos. If this same truck took that impact, I'm twisting, definitely probably flexing even the 775 piece that's in here for sure. And that's one of the biggest things I've seen coming in when I had the Kronoses and things like that. These Kronoses, the front plate was not even the 775 pieces or the Jambo, and people would smack the front end, and you're automatically replacing this piece because that cheap aluminum is just bending. So again, I haven't seen it on the 775 piece yet. I've sold these as a couple upgrades to people and still haven't seen them come back. So apparently these plates are better, but this style just is going to eliminate that altogether. And I think it's awesome. I just hope they start doing that with at least putting these holes there. Even if they put this style setup on them, give us the holes, so when we do upgrade this piece, we can do that. And then I would start recommending all my people do it, not to mention I would go out and do it on mine. But that's all I got today, guys. I'm going to get back to working on this truck, get this guys up and running, and get my skin thrown on here, basher skin. Pretty good quality so far. I'll let you know how it holds up. Appreciate you guys.